Hello everybody and welcome back from sunny Sao Paulo, Brazil, here of course at the Intel X3 Masters. I am Ken van der Kooi, also known as RotterdaM. Yeah, it does feel a little nostalgic holding this blue microphone again that I had in my hands for so many years, and it's been a while, but it feels good to have it once more. Looking back in time, it was a difficult decision for me even then to decide to leave ESL and go over to America. I felt whatever I would decide on that moment, that it would be fun for me. I would enjoy my time in Germany. I really love working with ESL, but I also felt USA would be a unique adventure. In the end, I really wanted to work with Ben, so I decided to go with him. You know, it wasn't easy because, of course, living in Germany is still very close to Holland, where my family lives and my dog used to live, and I love seeing them. And I knew that when I was going to go to the US, I would see everyone a little less. So that wasn't an easy decision, but in the end I thought, you know, you only live once, YOLO, I might as well just give it a go and see how America treats me. I wouldn't really consider myself American just yet, even though I picked up a few things that are very American, like eating a lot of fast food, I guess, and watching American football, but I'm still very European, and I think you can hear that. When it was announced that MLG would run WCS Season 1, I was obviously a little disappointed because I wish it was my company. I was also a little bit worried what it would mean for me because in the end of the day, I really love working with NHL, but I really love casting StarCraft. I don't consider myself an all-around esports commentator. Yeah, I had to think about my future, and they said like, well, you know, you have a choice, you can leave the company or you can start working on tanks, but I wasn't really feeling like working 5 days a week on tanks. I was just afraid that I would lose my connection with the StarCraft scene. So something that a lot of people don't know is that instead of being a full-time employee like I was, my contract changed and I only started working 3 or 2 days a week. But in the end, you know, everything kind of worked out anyways. The days that I was supposed to work on tanks kind of got scrapped on the moment we started doing WCS. So right now I'm still not full-time, but I'm streaming a lot of StarCraft myself. And the days that I'm working at the office, I am doing StarCraft. As it seems like Jockey will close out this and will be our second player advancing from Group A. So that means 2 Korean Terrans in the quarterfinals so far of the Intel X3 Masters. When we did get WCS Season 2, obviously it was a little bit of a shock because we just signed that World of Tanks contract. And now suddenly we have another contract with WCS, and WCS Europe put the bar very high, as my former colleagues from ESL did a fantastic job. So everyone was kind of looking at that like, hey, that's how it could be. And I think our old NSL crew was definitely capable of putting up a show like that because we had a very good team to work with. But suddenly we had to run 2 games instead of just 1. And even though we had a lot of qualified people, we only have a certain amount of time as well. So I was a little bit worried. It was hard. And in the end, I don't think it was as good as it could have been. Like if we could have only focused on StarCraft, needless to say, our show would have been better than right now with both tanks and StarCraft. But I still think we put up a product which we can be pretty proud of. But I do not think it was as good as Europe. I do hope that we can get there in the future, though. Looking back at the 2 seasons we had, I think without a shadow of a doubt, my favorite moment was our Season 3 finals. Going to Canada, meeting thousands of fans, literally thousands, people waiting outside, people just being so passionate about StarCraft. And when you run a tournament, you hope for a great audience, you hope for, you know, not too many issues, but above all, you also hope for amazing games. Because amazing games also allow me to become a better caster. I do not believe that I should get an appreciation thread or people should think like the cast was really good when the games were not that good, because I feel a caster is often as good as his games are, and that tournament it was very easy to be good because the games were really good. So that was definitely my favorite moment, and I enjoyed every single minute of Canada. 2013, a few really important people within our company did indeed leave. Most of them went to Cloud in Berlin. And this was very hard because our producer Morgan was an awesome guy. Even though he had his lazy days, but he was very creative and he was very pleasant to work with. Just overall really good. I think RotterdaM was very talented at what he did, not just as a caster, but especially as a host and whatnot. And we lost a few people behind the scenes. Most ironically, the NSL sound guy, who's very infamous for messing up, but actually he was a fantastic guy and he was a great switcher, and he was one of the reasons why we were putting up great shows during NSL Season 3 and NSL Season 4. You know, for the rest of 2014 I want to become a better broadcaster. I still have a lot of things to work on, but I'm trying pretty hard. And you know, on the side I also want to become a better player and maybe enter a tournament here or there. It might be a little unlikely and people might think I'm gonna get wrecked, but you know, it's fun to try, and it's good to you know, put a bar for yourself. And I hope I can surprise some people and twist some heads. And overall, I just hope that 2014 is a good year for StarCraft, and of course a good year for me as well. And should I say something like and lots of Roddy poses or something like that? Something? Okay. You got everything?
Yeah. You like it? Yeah. I think so.